going? Marcelo here.
And I'm Wes.
I'm still tired. Welcome to E3 Trash Talk. Fuck.
2017.
Yeah, that. So, this announcement took me by surprise. And if you want to see my reaction to it, link down below to my channel, Destination Mark, where I did a reaction video.
I think Marcelo goes moderately apeshit. I'm not sure.
Moderately apeshit. We didn't catch the very beginning of that trailer, but what we did catch was like the good part. So I was like, Shadow of the Colossus remastered. Or remake, whatever, for PS4, coming out 2018. Oh god. Okay. So, for reasons we cannot go into, we have to dance around this a little bit. But, essentially, if we flash back to Arc, I want to say it's four was sequels, wasn't it? I think it was.
I think so.
Arc 4 of Trash Talk of the actual main show. We went over Rayman Legends, and at the very end, I said how that game and a couple others, original Shadow of the Colossus included, were some of the games I thought were like near perfect games, like some of my favorite games of all time from experience. Even if I haven't beaten those kinds of games yet in that list, some of them I haven't. Shadow of the Colossus is actually one of them, but from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, it is so good. And here, it just looks so much better. Like, that game is one of the best looking games. For as primitive and simple as some of the textures on like the characters and other humans and stuff may look, it still does a lot with what little it uses. And because this is a game that's on like a grand fucking scope, like, it makes sense. You can't bash the visuals of the original too hard because of what they accomplish in terms of with the gameplay and the open world and all that stuff. But now that it's on the PS4, or it's going to be on the PS4, it just looks so much better. Like, this is like, it's breathtaking all over again, basically. Like,
yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I don't remember the team's name. I know it has something to do with one of their first projects.
Team Eco.
Team Eco, yeah. Yeah, I'll give Team Eco credit where credit is due. They know how to make very, very good looking visuals. They know how to do very visually impressive games.
Yeah, they can just tell a story through the visuals alone, which is basically what this game kind of is, as well as some of the other ones like Eco and Lost Guardian. So,
yeah.
Anything you want to go over for this? What caught your eye?
I like how even
you
though
played some of it, yeah?
I have played some of it, yeah. But the game is very impressive, but I do kind of have certain gripes with it. I would like to get into the video, but if we want to save it, we can save it for later.
I can give it a bridge version.
Well, it kind of has to
Cliff notes.
I guess the clip notes is it kind of has to do with how the game feels.
You can talk a little bit about those clip notes, just so you know. I mean, we're already kind of into it.
Yeah, I guess so.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's, I like the game from a visual standpoint. The game is impressive, and I do quite like the game. It's just and this is kind of just something that I've noticed with Last Guardian as well. Even though they know how to create a visually stunning game, a very visually interesting game that's very much like, their own visual style, I feel like, and it kind of shows that they build their controls from the ground up. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying they're just very awkward.
They're unconventional.
They're very unconventional. And it does take quite a lot of getting used to.
Yeah, being thrust by someone who knows these kinds of games, getting thrust into a Team Eco game, you're gonna feel a little like you're just going to feel a little off-putted by the control schemes of a lot of these games. Now, regrettably and admittedly, even though I do own Last Guardian, I still have not gotten around to playing it yet, so I don't know how the game feels. But I can speak for the original Shadow of the Colossus, and it did take some getting used to. That triangle is jump. That's going to throw people off right off the bat. And just learning the basics, which, again, the way it's set up is when you, after the story stuff is done, for when you first start the game and you start going off and doing your thing, that's why it's so big. Now, once you get to like your general area of your first destination, you can start. They built it to a way where you pretty much learn everything right there. You're climbing, you're jumping, you're doing all that stuff. Not so much in a platforming sense, just in an exploration, like general kind of a sense. But it sets it up to where it teaches you by doing, not by telling. Even though I believe they kind of tell you. I think there's some like, what's what I'm looking for? Like there's text.
Yeah,
that just kind of pops up, but it goes away.
They kind of just like, no, it like pops up like.
It doesn't actually interrupt the gameplay. It's just kind of there for like whatever. But essentially, taking that out, it's essentially it's designed for you to get used to everything you're going to be doing when you actually encounter the Colossi in the first area when you're getting up to the first one. So, again, clearly designed. They took everything into consideration, and that is the one thing though. Actually, this is what I heard. I heard that they will have the old control scheme for those who are actually comfortable with it, for hardcore fans of the original, but they will, in fact, obviously, change it up to where it's more accessible to newer people who have never heard of this game, just never got around to playing the original, or just straight up are not used to that control scheme.
Okay, that was actually.
You said you hope they're going to make it easier, and
okay,
they are.
well, since you said that, that was gonna be my concerns for the game. But since you did say that, then yeah, no.
How that's gonna play out, though, I'm not sure. How they're gonna remap the buttons and all that, no clue. We only got one trailer, no discussions, no nothing. Early 2018, not even a definitive release date. We know next to nothing about this remake.
But that is good to know that they're gonna have an updated control scheme.
But yeah,
to make it a little bit more accessible. That is something that I am quite happy with, actually.
Yeah.
So hopefully it ends up being pretty well, because if it turns out to be extremely if it turns out this updated control scheme is really good and a lot more manageable than the old control scheme, then I would definitely pick this game up.
Yeah, I want to see how that. So those still those are my expectations as well. I do want to see how the game plays with the new control scheme, like making X jump or whatever, you know. Because, again, being thrust into a game like this, especially the older ones, if you don't know it, it will throw you off at first. It takes getting used to, but with them promising a new control scheme, being able to switch over to a new control scheme, yeah, I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out. But essentially, that's kind of it. Again, another short episode. Basically, it's just the game redone, kind of like Crash. You know, it's something we're familiar with. They're redoing it. It's not a remaster plus like Crash. As far as I know, they're not adding like all kinds of extra stuff. The only thing that would be cool though, now here's kind of not expectations, but kind of speculatory pipe dream kind of a little thing here with me. Originally, there were supposed to be 24 Colossi. Only 16 made it into the final game, so what would be cool for DLC is if they took those concepts and brought back those Colossi as DLC that you can fight as an extra thing after you beat the initial game. That would be fucking badass.
Hopefully they're good.
Yeah, well, they had concept about it. There was like a giant fucking spider where like the base of him, like his body wasn't that big, but his legs were like, dish, dish, and they were like, he was insanely tall. And then there was like another sea dragon or something like that, or another bird kind of colossi. They had crazy ideas, but due to time constraints or not getting the physics right with those creatures or whatever the case was, they got cut. So there were supposed to be other secret areas to, like, if you hack the original game or do whatever with like cheat codes, you can like get up to areas that were fabled. Were supposed to were like in older trailers, but you can never get to, but you technically still can. But like boss fights were rumored to take place in those unused areas. So if you just remake that stuff and bring these colossi back, you can actually implement that stuff and have the original idea right there. Like, that would be so cool. If they don't, though, it's not the biggest deal for me.
That would be a cool idea. Maybe like add like.
If you wanted to go above and beyond.
Yeah, above and beyond, like
Totally.
bring back the 8 cut colossi. That would be really cool.
That would be awesome. Any last minute stuff before verdicts?
No. I feel like we can give verdicts right
Okay, so
now.
you did yours in the last episode, so I'll do mine first. 4.5. 4.5 because I feel like I can properly and actually once again fall in love with this game all over. When it comes out, if the control scheme is good, the new one, and already by the visuals, fucking floored. I'm done because they look so good. It's breathtaking once again because that game was one of the best looking games for what it was worth on the PS2. So I'm ready. That trailer caught me off guard so bad. So
Yeah, it'll be a 4 out of 5 for me. Again, like, I want to see how this new control scheme is going to work. But it's definitely highly regarded 4 out of 5. I will definitely try to get this game once they have a release date. I'll definitely like to get this.
If any, this stands for all the games in the subarc as well. By the time we hit the Arc 7 update video, if there is anything updated that's noteworthy for us to update on these games that we cover, since there's a lot here we know next to nothing about for the most part, we'll definitely update on the E3 games during the Arc 7 update video. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Marcelo.
I'm Wes.
And this is the Trash Talk E3 2017 subarc. Shout out the Colossus. I'm excited. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.